My hair has been sitting, I think, for like just an hour. It feels dry. So I hope the afro comes out well. For those that don't know, I had a live earlier on where I was stretching out my hair in preparation for my afro. And now I'm going to do my makeup with you guys. My no foundation makeup routine, which is perfect for work, perfect for school, anywhere you want to go, where you just want to do your makeup quickly, but you don't want to wear like something very heavy. You still want to look put together, but again, nothing too heavy. So I'm going to do that makeup routine. But before I start, I just want to start on my hair. Like I'm one of those people where, let me just take a sip. Guys, it's so warm. And when you speak, your mouth really dries out. But yeah, I'm one of those people where when I do my hair, my makeup, or when I get ready, I don't have a set routine of like hair, makeup, and then outfit. Okay, I do my hair and makeup together and then the outfit. No, actually, no, I don't. Because sometimes I'll start on my hair and then do it halfway, then do my makeup, finish it, maybe put on an outfit, and then finish my hair. So sometimes I'm all over the place. Sometimes it's my hair, makeup, and then outfit. Sometimes I mix it all together. But today I am going to start with my hair halfway, and then I am going to do my makeup, and then we're done. No outfit. No outfit. Yeah, I'm just waiting for you guys to join. If you're watching the recording version, please leave it on the comment section. Just say I'm watching the recording because I always panic. I'm like, are people gonna come? And is there like any issues with the settings? Like, can people see that I am live? But anyways, let us start. I just want to lay my baby hairs, or aka adult hairs, and then we're gonna chat about loving our skin today. Yesterday, for those who joined the live, we spoke about loving our hair and how important it is to love and accept our hair, because when we love and accept our hair, we love and accept and honor our ancestors. You know, we love and accept ourselves and we honor God. Oh, two people have joined. Hi guys, welcome. I'm just gonna start with my hair and then we're gonna get into the makeup. As promised, let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm in Pretoria and it's super hot. Like it's still winter, but it's hot. Like I'm so actually surprised how hot it has become so quickly. But anyways, I am now just going to lay my edges and then we are going to start with the makeup. So as mentioned yesterday, we had a live where we were talking about the importance of accepting and loving your hair as African people, because when we do that, we honor and accept ourselves, our ancestors, the people who came before us, and the people who are to come after us, because we are made in God's image, guys. So we are all beautiful, and our skin, our beauty matters. And today, I want us to actually chat about now loving our skin. For me, as a dark skinned woman, I will not lie, I had a lot of insecurities growing up around my skin. I just didn't feel beautiful. And this started around fourth grade. So when I turned when I turned 10 years old, from 9 to 10, I changed schools. I went to a different school, and I don't know if the climate changed or whatever, but I just developed melasma. Melasma, for those that don't know, it's like hyperpigmentation, but like under your skin. And I really became significantly darker. And all of a sudden, I started getting bullied for being dark as a young kid. And that's when I started developing an insecurity around my skin. But as I grew up, and started learning more about African spirituality and African identity, that really helped me to start developing, a positive mindset around my skin and being melanated, and also understanding how manufactured it is for us to dislike our skin as African people. There are people who are joining our live, guys. Welcome. We have, this person is Venda. Guys, my vendor is non-existent. My vendor is so bad, so I'm going to try and say your name as best as possible. Chilivali Rifadziwa. Wow. Hi, how are you? How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Chilivali. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. My sister's actually married to a vendor, man. My vendor should be on point. It should honestly be better. But I am doing good. How are you doing? And where are you watching this live from? So yeah, my skin issues, as mentioned, started from a young age, but now I love and appreciate my skin, and I really understand the importance of loving and accepting our skin as African people. We have someone else who joined the live, Miles CPT. I'm assuming Miles is from Cape Town. Hi, Miles. We also have Topati Mukoena. Hi, Topati. Thank you so much for joining the live, guys. Where are you all watching from? Let me know. I am in Pretoria. And as mentioned, today I'm chatting to you guys about loving and embracing our skin as African people. And yeah, I started off talking about my struggles and how I developed my insecurity with my skin from a young age. And now we are unpacking how I overcame it. And honestly, I overcame it by learning more about my identity as an African woman and what it means to be African. Guys, you're asking me how I'm doing. I'm actually doing so good. You guys are like making my day. I'm so excited to have you in my chat. I'm doing good. I hope you all are doing good as well. Let me know how you guys are doing and where you are watching this video from. I started out with soap. I used the soap from Live Boy to lay my eyebrows. I love soap brows. Like soap brows, that'll forever, okay, I won't say forever because when you do your makeup, you switch it out, you change it up. But for now, I really, really do enjoy doing soap brows. Oh, wow, guys, we have all things Haune from Botswana as well. Hi, Haune, I see you're back. Thank you so much for joining and coming back. I'm just letting the community know just what product I was using. Now I'm going to go in with an eyebrow gel from LA Girl. I've been using this eyebrow gel for almost 2 years, guys. I can't even show you the name because it's like wiped off, but I've really enjoyed this brow bestie from LA Girl. So good. I got it from Discam. So yeah, back to loving your skin. In African, when you start learning about African history, and how melanin was seen in our history, or how melanin was seen back in the day, you kind of understand why, Western, I don't know, Western imperialism or Western society, not Western society, but let's say colonization. You kind of understand why colonizers had to demonize being melanated, because our melanin is very valuable as African people. Like being melanated is very valuable and it's very good for us. And in African societies in the past, being dark was seen as actually a sign of fertility, someone who's very powerful, someone who's actually very close to the ancestors. So being dark skinned was something that was quite celebrated in Africa, especially before colonization. Someone says, "Oh, Haone, I miss your XJW content. I want to know your thoughts on the recent changes, not diverting the conversation from makeup." No, Haone, I welcome anything. We can talk about anything on my channel. For those that don't know, guys, I used to create ex-Jehovah's Witness content. Well, I don't have to say I used to create. I still created. So I took a break, unplanned break. It was supposed to be just for a week in July, and it turned into 2 months. But in that 2 months, I promise you guys, I was not just chilling. I'm working on something which is XJW content related. So the content will come back. For those that don't know, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness and I left the religion a couple of years ago, 2017, and I educate my audience on, just understanding the influence religion, not just the Jehovah's Witnesses, but most religion, just how they impact us as Africans and how important it is to understand the purpose of religion, essentially, to be honest. It's very important to understand the purpose of religion and to make sure that if you are going to be part of a religion, you are well informed about its intentions, its purpose, and what it does to us as not just Africans, but indigenous people. This kind of feeds into what I'm talking about today because how we've come to not appreciate our melanated skin as Africans was done through so many avenues, so many. Like when you are, in a religious setting and you're learning about good and evil, evil is always referred to as dark and dirty. And that's how basically we've equated our skin as Africans, that it's dark, so it means it's dirty and it's not good. Someone, oh, Squilly is also back. Yo, what does it do? So I'm assuming you're referring to me leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, you know what? Let me just finish up my point about the purpose of loving our skin, and then I will get into my experience of leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses and talking a bit about that religion. But yeah, religion has played a large role in as well with, media nowadays and the education system in really driving us further as Africans from loving and appreciating ourselves. So it's very important that we have these conversations with ourselves, our children, our nieces, our nephews, our friends, reminding ourselves to love and appreciate our skin the way it is. So many people within Africa are still bleaching their skin, literally exposing themselves to cancer, all in the name of being more light, being closer to whiteness, trying to attain a beauty standard. And it's important to just love ourselves, accept ourselves as we are. Guys, it's so difficult doing your makeup and talking. I just literally want to chill here, play music, and do this, but I also want to chat to you guys. Okay. So I've done my brows, still brows for those who want to know about the makeup. And as mentioned, I'm doing like a very quick makeup routine. This is like the makeup routine I would do if I'm going to work or school. Very simple. Like 10 minutes, and it's just so quick. And lately I've been really enjoying this makeup routine. Like I've seen that I don't like wearing foundation as much lately. Skulile says you can play music in the background. I don't want to get demonetized, Skulile. You not even demonetized but copyrighted. So I don't know. I'm still like getting used to going live. I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna chat to you guys. I love talking. As you guys can see, I'm a yapper. I love talking. I've made some notes here, so I'm reading some of them to you guys. So, loving our skin is also like connected to our spirituality. I'm going in now with concealer again. This is in Chestnut from Ali Girl. And I'm just like brightening my under eyes a little bit. But when we appreciate our melanin, we are also connecting with our spirituality, and our skin is also a form of spiritual technology. A lot of people who don't understand African spirituality, and this the disconnection of not understanding African spirituality comes from so many things. But again, we all know this was very much intentional. But once you understand what African spirituality is, you really come to appreciate it, because African spirituality is basically technology, but technology in the form of nature, natural technology. And our skin, our melanin, is another form of technology. So, natural technology or spiritual technology. So, it's important for us to connect and appreciate our skin the way it is, and just to love ourselves as people, especially as Africans. In many African traditions, as I told you guys, being melanated, like, is very much celebrated. You're seen as someone who is resilient, someone who has survived the sun's surface. You're even seen as someone who's closer to the sun. And you need to remember that in some African societies, they worship the sun. I know in Setswana, we call God Ramasedi, the God of light. So, not to say the sun in itself is God, but it is seen as a deity for some people, or an avenue to connect with God. So, yeah, man, when you learn about spirituality and being African, it really makes it easier for you to love and accept yourself as an individual. And you really get to see just how it has been so constructed for us as Black people to dislike ourselves when we are so beautiful, when we are so unique as a group of people. And loving your skin is a journey. For anyone who's not there right now, do not be hard on yourself. Do not feel shame. Like, it takes time to love and learn and appreciate yourself. And this can take years, can take decades for some people, but you will eventually get there. Now I'm just going in with my setting powder that I just use all over my face, and I'm just using it all over my eyelids. I don't really wear eyeshadow when I do this makeup look. Skulila wants to know, why am I wearing makeup so late? I am wearing makeup so late for you guys because literally after this, I'm going to wipe it off. I'm going to wash it off. This was just the best time, excuse me, to do this live, because some of you guys were at church, you were busy, and now you have some time to be on YouTube. So I decided to do it this time. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. But Kulila asked us initially, what is wrong with Jehovah's Witness religion? Now, I want to start off by just saying that this is not to like I'm speaking ill on a religion, saying it's bad, it's evil, No. We're talking about factual things, and every person, first of all, has a right to associate themselves with any religion. I am just going in now with a liquid eyeliner. This one is from Wet n Wild. I've been using this liquid eyeliner, guys, for like over 10 years, since I was in high school. Not this specific one, but this specific brand. It's honestly the best liquid eyeliner. But yeah, I was born a Jehovah's Witness. I was born into the religion. When you do your wing liner, you have to keep quiet. You have to keep quiet. Otherwise, it will smudge. But there we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's do this eye, and then you can chat again. Okay, I've done my wing liner. I do a wing liner every single time I do my makeup. I love it so much. Okay, I think I want to set my under eyes, but let's just blend this out. So yeah, my experience, I was born a Jehovah's Witness, and I left in 2017, and I just realized the religion was not for me after just learning about a few things. The first thing that came to my knowledge, if I can say it like that, is I learned about the Royal Commission. So in Australia, they have something called a Royal Commission, almost like a court situation where I don't know the Royal Commission, like who can actually go there, but thank you, SDR. She says, perfect wing liner. Thank you. I've been doing a wing liner since I was in high school. It's like something I've been working on for years. All things Khawne says, it took me a long time to love and accept my dark skin. I used to get bullied for my dark skin because our community believes a light skinned person is beautiful. That is so true. And all things Khawne is actually from Botswana. And there's a large group of Tswana people, obviously, in Botswana. It's their country. And a lot of Tswana people, not all, because I'm Tswana and I'm dark skinned, but a lot of Tswana people are light skinned. And I definitely know this as well, that there's a lot of colorism within the Tswana community where light skin is seen as beautiful. And yeah, man, it sucks, but I feel like we're becoming better as a group of people and learning to love and accept ourselves as we are. But yeah, so I left the Jehovah's Witness religion in 2017, as I mentioned to you guys. I learned about the Royal Commission, and basically it was a commission where they took a few churches, including the Roman Catholic Church and the Jehovah's Witness Church, and they were asking church leaders about why children are being SA'd within the church, and the church is covering it up. And I was so shocked to see church leaders lying under oath about this, guys, lying under oath. And that was horrible learning about that. But before even that, I started having doubts. And honestly, watching YouTube and YouTube videos, seeing XJW or ex Jehovah's Witness content creators talking about their experiences and leaving really was an eye opener. So, in me leaving, and after a few years, I decided to start doing content talking about my experience of leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. I started creating videos, and in me doing those videos, I was like doing more and more research, learning more and more about the religion, like how. So, if you know any Jehovah's Witness person, they will let you know that they don't believe in heaven, they believe in paradise. So when they die, they don't go to heaven, but they are going to wait for God to resurrect them, and they're going to live in paradise and yeah, live for eternity there. So when the church started in the early 1900s or the late 1800s, actually, they believe that they told members that, okay, let me explain it properly. So the church started in the late 1800s, and it started at a time where in America where a lot of these new age religions were coming out. So not just the Jehovah's Witnesses, but all of these Mormonism and just a lot of religions were starting it out. And this was when how can I put it? When I don't know American history so well. Let me not pretend like I do. But basically, when America was really starting in the late 1800s, so this is when the Jehovah's Witnesses and other religions started New Age religions, and initially they didn't allow Black people into the religion until they realized that, oh, other churches are making money by having missionaries going to Africa, so here's a possibility for us to start making money. So then the religion started allowing Black people in, and when they started allowing Black people in to become Jehovah's Witnesses, they told them that when they go to paradise, they will be white. Yeah, you will be white. And I was like, oh my goodness. So there's a lot of racial issues within the religion. When you read the old text, there was like an article about Black people smell. Yeah. And I come from South Africa, and South Africa has a lot of racial issues, and there's a lot of racial issues as well by the Jehovah's Witnesses when they came to South Africa as well. They demonized African faith and saying African spirituality is demonic, all of those things. So I learned a lot about that. And then I also learned about how they flip flop when it comes to their teachings, their policies, their doctrines. And these doctrines not just affect people's lives, because remember, this is a high control religion. It really determines a lot. So you find people, for example, the religion really discourages its members from pursuing a higher education. So there's people who had the potential to become doctors, scientists, or just something great in life, or even athletes. They didn't pursue those dreams because the religion told them, do not pursue those things. You need to focus on preaching the word of God, basically recruiting more people into the church. So learning about all of these things and sharing them with my community just made me realize even more that I made the right decision in leaving. So Khaun is just saying he misses or she misses my XGW content, and it's coming back, I promise. I just took a little break, but I'm working on something. I'm super excited to share with you guys quite soon, hopefully somewhere in September. If you guys have any questions, please ask me, because I don't even know what to touch. There's so many things to explain when it comes to this religion. I'm just going to read some of your some of your comments. Kulile says, I like dog girls. Ooh, Kulile, don't make me blush. We love a man who loves a melanated queen. Thank you. Dino writers, guys. I hope you guys can see these comments. This person, Dino from Kempton Park. I'm back from work. You speak so good. You make me so strong. Dino, thank you for the lovely comment. I'm just happy you're not leaving inappropriate comments anymore. I subscribed. Thank you, Dino. I am shouting you out as long as you don't leave inappropriate comments. We have Lindani Lloyds Kasana. Hi, Lindani. How are you doing? Where are you watching from? I know Dino is from Kempton Park. How is Kempton Park? You know, the other day I love looking at properties. I'm so random. I was looking at properties in Kempton Park, and I was like, Kempton Park is cute. Like, living in Kempton Park kind of seems like a vibe. Like, is it fun? Are you enjoying living in Kempton Park, Dino? Let us know. Like, is it nice living in Kempton Park? Lindani says they are fine. What are you up to, Lindani? I'm just doing my makeup and I'm probably going to wash it off after this. Or maybe I should leave the house, guys. Like, I never leave the house. I never leave the house. And then I complain about, like, I don't meet people, but I don't like leaving the house. Can you guys see? I'm trying to... Oh, wow. Let's see, natural lighting. Is natural lighting better? No, it's not. It's dark. You know what? I have another ring light because I feel like it's a bit dark, especially at the bottom here. I have another ring light. Let me see if I can plug this ring light. Ooh, Lindalani is from Durban. Where in Durban? I've never been to Durban and I want to go to Durban. Like, I've been to Cape Town. I've lived in Joburg. I feel like now I need to visit Durban. Durban weather, I always hear such good things about it. Like, people always say such positive things about Durban weather. Guys, I think I'm going to leave whatever it is I'm trying to do because my table is too full of things. Next time I will sort out my lighting before, but hopefully you guys can see me. I think you guys can see me. Come to the Reef or Piermont Doriel Grande Hotel. This is Dino Writers from Kempton Park. Okay. I've been to... Is Monte Casino in Kempton Park? No, not Monte Casino. Is it Empress Palace? Empress Palace or Monte Casino. One of them is in Kempton Park, and I've been there because I remember I even went to the news cafe, guys. Oh my goodness. Like, when I went there, guys, I did not... Let me tell you this silly story time. So I went out with a friend. It was a friend. We went out to, like, party, have a good time. And it was a guy friend. And he's short. I don't know why, guys. Short men love me. Short men love me. I'm 5'3", 5'4" on a good day. And I don't know why short men love me, because as someone who's 5'3", 5'4", that is not short in South Africa. Like, I know South Africans are quite short actually as people. So as someone who is 5'3", 5'4", I'm not actually short in South Africa. But short men, for some reason in South Africa, love me. So we went out to party with this guy. So he was just a friend. I was like, if I could pick up someone and put them in my pocket and hide them, it was that night. Because tell me why, when I got to that news cafe, guys, they were captains. Because Kempton Park is where our airport, our like one of our biggest airports in the country. I think Owat Tambo Airport is probably the biggest. There were captains, pilots, guys, pilots there. And I was like, what am I doing here with this person? Oh my God. Woo! I'm like, I did not know Kempton Park is like this. I was never ready. I was never ready. And pilots drink, guys. Pilots drink. I am like, these people know how to have a good time. I am so shocked. It was such a vibe. Like, I partied so hard that night. I really enjoyed Kempton Park. It was honestly a vibe. Nazir is Z. I'm Nazir. I'm watching you from Cape Town. Hi, Nazir. I've been seeing your comments. Nazir has been watching a lot of my XJW content. I've been seeing your comments. I'm going to reply to a few of them as well. I've seen there's a few more. I will reply to you. Thank you so much for watching my content. Lindelani Lois Kosana says, love you so much. I love you. I love you. Guys, I'm almost done. Like, my no makeup routine is actually so quick because that's it. I'm just going to do my lip combo, mascara. We're done. But before I get into my mascara and lip combo, let me just use some setting spray. I like setting my face before I do my mascara because sometimes your mascara can smudge and run, and we're trying to avoid that. Please, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am in a chatty mood and we can chat away. But for those that are just joining us, the whole purpose of this live session was actually to talk about the importance of loving and appreciating our skin as melanated people. Guys, you guys are showing me so much love. Do not make me this emotional. Molly Malik. Molly Malk. Girl, I love you, Shay. Like, I know you don't know me and vice versa, but girl, Nagiri, I love you. Molly oratakin na. Orataka love. I love you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. But yeah, the purpose of this live was to talk about just the importance of loving ourselves, loving our skin as African people. You know, all skin types are beautiful, not just dark, not just light. All of us are beautiful. Like, beauty honestly lies within the eyes of the beholder. I think that's the saying, right? But we are all beautiful in our own ways. Like, I think for me, people who are, I don't know using the term evil, but people who like harm and hurt other people intentionally, who are just very destructive towards other people, those are the type of people I consider ugly. Like, no matter how good looking you might think you are or how society might define beauty, if you are someone with a dark or an evil heart or whatever you want to call it, I don't think you can be beautiful, honestly. Also have some affirmations I've written down here. I want to share with you guys as well, just to tell yourself, about your skin. Let me share. Okay, let me just read more comments and then we'll read some of these affirmations we can tell ourselves. Are you toasting now at parties? Ooh, SD. You're an XAW. You know something. Apparently they are toasting. Someone asked me I can talk about the changes. I don't know what changes, guys. Like, the changes they are making. There are so many. And I feel like the last few months I have not been keeping up. So please let me know what the changes are and I'll give you my comment. But I remember earlier on in the year, I created a video where I made a few predictions about changes that the religion might make. So anything that they make changes about right now will never ever shock me, even in the future, because so many governments are waking up around the Jehovah's Witnesses. So if you not even Jehovah's Witnesses, but high control religions and cults and all of that. Like governments are slowly like waking up. I feel like governments have been knowing, but now they are like at a point where lawmakers, decision makers are like, the people are concerned about this, so we will bring this up. I know, like in Sweden, for example, they are really like hammering hard to. I think they did deregister the Jehovah's Witnesses as a religion in Sweden, also Switzerland, one of the two, Sweden or Switzerland. And that's what I mean, that governments are waking up. And because of that, the Jehovah's Witnesses are being put in a situation where they have to start changing their rules, making them looser, because when the governments deregister them, they don't get government funding. And they get a lot of government funding here. Like in Europe, it's in the millions per country. Per country. Norway was giving them, I don't know how many millions per year. And when they got deregistered in Norway, they made some of these changes. They were deregistered because of child abuse allegations and how the religion like does not protect children and stuff like that. Like children can get disfellowshipped. And they tried to lie saying that no, we don't have children who can get baptized. Because remember, once you are baptized into the religion, you are seen as an adult. So if you make any mistake, you are disfellowshipped, like no one talks to you. So people can get baptized as young as like 5 years old. Imagine a 5-year-old gets baptized, they don't even know what they're actually getting themselves into, and they make a mistake and they're teenagers. And now all of a sudden, a whole community is no longer communicating or talking to you. That is child abuse. Let me look at your comments, guys. I struggled a lot. Molly Malk says, I struggled a lot when I was younger because then I'm dark skinned and it was mostly other people. Not that it was a problem for me, Wabona. But later on in life, I learned to love myself and skin more. Guys, exactly the same thing with me. Like, I, even now, honestly, now that I've healed and, I accepted myself, I never had an issue with being dark skinned. Never. It's people. It's people who push these narratives, these ideologies that being dark is ugly, especially adults. It's adults. Like yesterday, no, 2 days ago, I went shopping with my mom and we bumped into an old friend of hers who knew me as a child. And literally, this grown woman, she's like, oh my gosh, hi, I haven't seen you so long. Why do you look darker? You were lighter when you were a kid. And I was like, this comment is weird. This is weird and a bit unnecessary. And it's just that when people say this, it's just a projection on their part. It's a projection and it says more about themselves than you, because there's nothing wrong with being dark. Like, if you're beautiful, you're beautiful, whether you're dark or light. If you're ugly, you're ugly, whether you're dark or light. Yeah. All things Gaune. Now they're allowing and accept higher education. Gaune, they even take people to university now. They are literally paying for people to become lawyers. I had a friend who got approached, like she was also part of the religion. She was approached to go study and become a lawyer, and the religion was going to pay for her. Mm-hmm. So weird. So weird, so sad. All things Kaonis says, I'm an HJW even though I was not baptized. You are smart. You are smart. We should learn from you because you knew what was up before we knew what was up. Molly Malik, girl, the changes they are making are crazy. When I asked some thoughts at the Kingdom Hall, girl, the answers are crazy. So God changed his mind again. Lo at nagi borehile ibile. Aku borehile nashem. Because I think people can just sometimes contradict themselves and not even understand the things that they're actually saying. Because when we are religious, when we are in church or whatever, most churches, if not all, will tell you that God is perfect. God is perfect. God makes no mistakes. Fine, we accept that, right? If God is perfect and God makes no mistakes, and the sun always rises in the east and it sets in the west. We see it in nature, this perfection in nature. Why would God change his points on things? Why would rules change then? Ankere, God is perfect. So that to me has always been perplexing and just like, God is perfect, but you guys are flip flopping on rules all the time. Okay. I'm looking for my lip combo, guys. Sorry. My bag is just here, so I'm just rummaging through it. It's supposed to be in here, I think. There we go. I'm going to do a very simple lip combo. I'm out of a brown lip liner, but I'm going to show you guys a trick that I do. Okay. My things are everywhere. But yeah, let me just read more comments and then we're going to do my lip combo. Okay, Skulile says, I hate religion. Skulile, you and me, I hate religion. I really hate religion. SDR, beers, ties, pants, time slip, stream lights, education. What? So wait, so this education thing is for real, for real? I would be so angry. I would be so pissed. I would really be pissed. I need to actually do some research and see what's going on. When Khaune said education is now accepted, I thought that it was a thing that is just accepted, but like not an actual rule change. And if it's an actual rule change, does it not prove our point that they discourage people from getting educated? Because when you mention that, a lot of people are like, no, that's not true. These people were educated, all of that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we were discouraged from pursuing a higher education, for real, for real. So quickly about my lip combo, I'm out of a brown lip line. So what I do is I go over with a black pencil, as you guys can see. But we all know a black pencil can sometimes be too harsh. So I take a red pencil and I just go over it and it's going to soften the black. The beard and pants one is crazy. I remember we had an elder in our congregation who would go so hard at people about growing a beard, being so worldly. Oh, that elder. Oh my gosh. There's some people who actually left the congregation because they're like, he controls the congregation like it's his own like personal church. Like he's so annoying. He's still there. But yeah, that elder, oh my gosh, he'd go so hard. So now I'm thinking it must be so embarrassing with all of these rule changes. I can't imagine wearing pants to go to church because, again, while I was still a JW, women did not wear pants. That was like, what? Nope, non existent. I'm going in with the Stay Matte Liquid lipstick. It's done. Guys, do not judge me. Most of my makeup is done. I need to like get new makeup and stuff. Ay, religion is a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's honestly a lot. There's another book I want to read. I forgot the author's name. It's something about African religions, something. And I want to learn about how Africans saw religion, or how would African religions be described, especially before colonization, because I know that before colonization, as Africans, we did not have religion. Like people did practice African spirituality. Of course, African spirituality is not the same throughout the continent. Like different regions, not even countries, but different regions practice African spirituality differently. So I want to learn more about it. There's a book I read, I spoke about in my previous life, called Of Water and Spirit by Malidomba Patrice Sombre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his surname correctly, apologies. But he was talking about African spirituality in Burkina Faso. Guys, it goes down in Burkina Faso. When his grandfather died, so in the village he's from in Burkina Faso, not they believe, dead people can walk. So his grandfather died halfway home from, he was at a clinic and he was ill and he died halfway home. He walked back. This man was unalived. He was unalive. Like, he walked back home. He walked back home. Like, it's an actual book where he talks about his childhood. It's an autobiography. Like, Burkina Faso, African spirituality is deep, 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 deep. He speaks about the underworld and going there during his initiation. He speaks about um, totems. So for those that don't know, in Africa, each person has like a totem, like an animal that is associated with your family. And you guys like respect that animal, and some families won't even eat that animal. So for example, I know that people whose surname is Bakwena, it means crocodile. So those people, their family totem is probably like a crocodile. My family totem, I'm still learning about them, but on my mother's side, it's actually a lion and a leopard. And on my father's side, I think it's a snake and an elephant. But I'm still learning, I'm still trying to figure it out. Molly Milk says, I will try that lip combo as well. Girl, it's my favorite. My everyday lip combo. Like, yeah. Molly Malik, my relative walked after dying. I would evaporate. When I was reading it, I was like, there's no way your grandfather's walking. The rituals of when someone dies, they were cooking. You have to cook like a meal, but it's like a spiritual, special meal. They were cooking it, and the pot was upside down on the roof. Like, if this is a pot and this is the lid, they were cooking like this on the roof. That book, guys, I was like, ha, ha, ha. In so much shock. It's so interesting. It like you have to check it out. It's of Water and Spirit by Patrice. By Malidomba Patrice. Yo, it's a very interesting book. Skulile, I mean, spirituality in as a whole, I don't like all the myths and beliefs that become a way of mind control. Even African spirituality has dark sides. That is so true. No, definitely. But this is the one thing I love about African spirituality. Unlike religion, and this is the thing you need to be careful of, like, there are people who are very like, what's the word? I can't remember the word now, but who can become very controlling when it comes to faith, religion, whatever. And this is what I love about African spirituality. The African spirituality is not a group project. It's not. African spirituality is about your journey. Even the book I'm talking about, Patrice or Malidomba highlights that when he went to initiation, which is Koma, that they do in Burkina Faso, it's a personal journey. It's not about the community, your beliefs, or whatever. It's about you as an individual coming to learn what your purpose actually is. The book is so interesting. So I agree with you as well, Skulile, that African spirituality can definitely have its dark side. Not even just African spirituality, like spirituality as a whole. There will definitely be people who try to manipulate, try to extort money out of other people. It has a dark side, definitely. So you need to be very careful. I know, for example, I am learning about dream interpretations, and even with learning about interpreting dreams, I'm coming to learn that it's a personal journey. Like, for example, dreaming about, poop, for example, is not necessarily good because it can indicate a blockage. But yet, at the same time, just because you saw poop in your dreams doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad dream. You need to know how to interpret your dreams. You need to understand your dreams, because dreams is actually how your ancestors communicate with you. They can give you warnings, they can give you guidance. me. It can also be your subconscious mind just processing information. So if you're into dream interpretation, it's very important that you understand that it's not about how other people interpret dreams, but just getting a general understanding of dream interpretation, and then knowing how to apply it to your experience, to your thought process, and to your dreams. So even on the journey of spirituality, it's a individual journey, and that's what I love about African spirituality, is that someone can't necessarily tell you how to be or practice. You define it for yourself. Unlike religion, where we are all forced. I remember like growing up as a JW, like you're just forced to conform and be like everyone else and dress the same, speak the same, and that's not like reality. Differences are actually celebrated. Differences are seen as important because that's where we learn. That's where we see different ways of being. So defining it and shaping it and making it your own is very important and something I actually love and appreciate. Oh, guys, I am enjoying this live. What's the name of the book again? Is there a PDF? Yeah, you can find it online. I think I found it online. It's Of Water and Spirit. Let me guess, it's a long title, but it's, I know there's Of Water and Spirit. I'm just looking it up to see the full name, but the author is called Malidomba Patrice Sombe. Let me just find it. It is, the full name is Of Water and the Spirit, Ritual Magic and Initiation in the Life of an African Shaman by Malidomba Patrice Sombre. And this book actually talks about, let me see if I can show you. My phone screen is cracked, but this is how it looks. This is how the book looks. But this book also mentions just the importance of our names when it comes to African spirituality and, oh, thank you for all the hearts, and being African, that our names carry so much. So his name, Malidomba, means the one who befriends his enemies. And basically, his name predicted that he will become abducted by white missionaries who were in Burkina Faso, and he will come to understand the white world. So he grew up in Burkina Faso in a village, and then he's part of the Dagara tribe, and he got abducted by French missionaries, and then he lived in like a missionary place. Oh, I'm done. One more, okay. And while living there, he grew up. He was SA'd as well. And he talked about that experience and just growing up there, being forced to learn French, being forced to learn how to read and write. So he had a falling out with one of the teachers, and he escaped and went back to his village. And when he went back to his village, it was so funny. They were also shocked at him because he couldn't speak his home language anymore. He spoke French. And they were like, this man has a white spirit now. He is possessed. And when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh. In the African sense, some of us Black people, do we have a white spirit within us? Because we're so disconnected from our way of life, our language. Some of us, we even think in English. Like, okay, well, I can speak vernac. I can speak multiple languages at least. But I'm just thinking about all of the Black people can only speak English. Like, do you have a white spirit inside of you? So yeah, it's a very interesting book. Check it out. Guys, we are almost done. I've taken out the braids. I'm done laying my edges. Let me put a hair tie, and then I'm going to comb out my hair. This was so nice. Like, I'm actually enjoying these lives with you guys. It feels like we're on FaceTime and we're just chatting as friends. Be careful if you have an afro hair and you would like to tie your hair like this. I use an old stocking. I just cut it up and create the string. Just be careful that it does not break your hair because this can sometimes damage and break your hair. So be careful about that. Guys, I actually wish maybe I'll go out. I think I will go out. I'm lying to you guys. Will I go out? Will I go out? Okay. Let's comb out, and I'm just gonna comb out the roots, not necessarily my entire hair. Yeah, but African spirituality is so interesting, guys. Like, uh, learning about it has been amazing. You know, African spirituality is so beautiful. Like when you learn about it, like Africans before colonialism, we had wars and stuff, but we never fought over religion. We never enforced our belief systems onto another group of people. And that's what I love about African spirituality is that it's not about you enforcing your beliefs on another person. It's about you finding yourself, remembering who you are, finding your path, your journey, your purpose. It's all an individual journey and not about, oh, I believe in this, someone else should also believe in this. We have Hit the Fan. Hi, Hit the Fan. How you doing? Where do you stand religiously? I am not religious at all. I don't like religion. I do not promote it. However, I tolerate it in the sense that some people enjoy religion. Some people like need religion. Like for me, when I left religion, I'll be honest that I till this day I still miss the community. Like I genuinely miss the sense of community it came with. So for some people, religion does serve a purpose in their life. Like they enjoy the community, sharing their faith with people and all of that. So it's not something I can honestly be against, but I do feel as Africans, indigenous people actually, that it's important for us to learn also about our roots and the belief systems of our ancestors and to reconnect with who we are. So that's why I'm just like, religion is not for me. Oh, wow. Molly Milk. Girl, this week I'm gonna read it. Got it on Z Library for those that want to get it as well. Thank you, Monica. Oh, you're going to enjoy it. It was such a good read. I really, really enjoyed that book. It was so interesting. I really enjoyed it. Hit the Fan. Same. I'm not religious too. I'm a skeptic about spirituality. I feel like it's a bit tricky to get. You know what? Spirituality is actually very easy. Spirituality is honestly easy. All of us as people, we have spiritual gifts. Let me start there. We have spiritual gifts, all of us. And a spiritual gift, sometimes we think it's something like super complex and it's like, oh my gosh, you're a sangoma, for those who know what sangomas are. But a spiritual gift can be like, oh, you're just good with your hands. That is your gift. For some people, their gift is speaking. For some people, they have prophetic dreams. For some people, they are healers. Like, spirituality is about finding yourself and learning your purpose here on this planet and learning about your ancestors, because history tends to predict itself. When you understand where you come from, you can get an understanding of where it is that you're going. So spirituality is about learning about yourself, your ancestors, what they did, what they practiced, and it's all about living in harmony with nature, respecting it, and having a relationship with a higher power. And different groups of people around the world worship different deities or gods. As mentioned, um, as Tswana people, we call God Ramasedi, the god of light. So there are some people who think that some people worship the sun. I know in ancient Egypt, some people did worship the sun. And it's not necessarily seeing the sun as a god, but like as an avenue to God. And some people like, do astrology. Some people, there's so many forms of spirituality. So you need to just find what resonates and connects with you. Sometimes it's just all about trial and error, trying different things, seeing what speaks to you, what doesn't speak to you. and just figuring it out. Like, there is no set rule book of this is how you navigate spirituality. There's no book that can teach you African spirituality. There's none of that. There's no book. It can tell you how different people practiced it, but there is no rule book of this is how you practice it, because it's practiced differently. Like this book I'm talking about, you're learning about how African spirituality is practiced by the Dagara people in Burkina Faso. But when you learn about how African spirituality probably is practiced by maybe someone like me who's Tswana from South Africa, is different. And even for me as a South African who is Tswana, a South African who is Zulu will practice a different form of African spirituality. And sometimes it's even different to the form of how your family practices it and where you are from. So it's different. It's honestly different. So yeah, it's all about learning about yourself and figuring yourself out. Hit the Fan says Z library out at the moment, but there's an Anne's lib or Anne's library, I think. Thank you for these suggestions, guys. Wow, never really thought about it like that. That's a very interesting way to see it. Yeah, African spirituality is very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. It's about honestly your personal journey and you forming a personal relationship with your higher power, or how you choose to see God. So definitely do that. Like, start having just a personal relationship. And as human beings, we're so powerful. Like, for example, if you believe in dream interpretations and that like ancestors can communicate with you through your dreams, then that is your truth. So at night before you sleep, you can literally tell your ancestors, well, if you choose to pray, for example, that please in my dreams communicate with me, let me know how can I start this journey of practicing spirituality, or how can I start embarking on this journey? And your dreams will literally tell you. I remember earlier on in the year, I actually did, a river cleansing. And why I did this river cleansing is that I was trying to, unlock certain things in my life, and I prayed about it. And literally in a dream, someone came up to me and was like, for you to attain the things that you want, you have to go to do a river cleansing. And when you think of a river cleansing, from an uneducated stance, it's like, no, this is just what this is. I can't say the words. How do you always say it? Like, some wishy-washy things or whatever, like a river cleansing. But then when you look at it, and again, that's why I said African spirituality is all about just, understanding nature's technology, or natural technology, or spiritual technology. A river cleansing is a form of therapy, because when you go to the river and you cleanse, you literally do shock therapy. So in African spirituality, when you go to do a river cleansing, you're advised to go in winter when it's cold. You don't do a river cleansing, guys, in summer, because in summer the rivers are also cleansing themselves. So that's why some people get taken away by the waters, because they go at the wrong time when the rivers are full and cleansing themselves. You need to go in winter when the river is open to receiving all of our problems and cleanse us. So you go in winter and you sit there. And also when you go into the river, you don't go alone. You need to go with a healer, someone who is connected to water energy, water spirits. And even when you step into the river, you ask for permission. And it's shock therapy. You literally sit there, guys. And I wanted to vlog it, but it was my sorry guys. The internet is a bit bad. So I'm gonna just wrap up quickly my thoughts. But yeah, so river cleansing is just shock therapy. You go there and the water is super cold and you sit there, and the healer will first pray and ask the water spirits, and then they'll invite your ancestors, and then you will go in and you'll sit in the water. And depending on your healer, what methods they will use, they will do the whole ritual. But in essence, it's just shock therapy, because you're going to shock your body with cold water, and that shock really cleanses you. And water carries energy, water carries memories, water is powerful. So it cleanses you essentially, and that's a river cleansing. that is honestly just it, shock therapy. And that's the thing about African spirituality. You see how smart our ancestors actually were and how in tune and connected they were with the planet. So also you need to understand that African spirituality keeps changing. It keeps changing. It's moving along with the times. So don't be too focused about how did they practice it back in the day, but rather define it for yourself and figure out how does it fit into your own life and practice it that way. And yeah, just do it. Like, see what resonates with you, what connects with you. Maybe, you know, a healer is not for you. Okay, that's fine. Maybe there's a different avenue. You know, maybe you're into astrology. Astrology really connects with you. Or numerology. I actually like numerology. Numerology is so good, and you get to understand just how this universe is very much dictated by mathematics and numbers, and it's interesting. So there's so many things we can explore when it comes to African spirituality. I'll just close off with just to really show you how smart our ancestors were, is that there's a place in Mpumalanga called Inzalo Yelanga, and they call it also Adam's calendar. People, white people who discovered the place, but basically that is the oldest calendar in the world. Literally over 300,000 years old. Some people think it's over 300,000 years old. And here's another interesting fact about it. When you look at Inzalo Yelanga on a map or Adam's calendar, and then you look at Mapungubwe. Mapungubwe is this old civilization that lived in ancient Zimbabwe, and I think a little bit of the top part of South Africa. It was a very, very, very rich civilization, and they were already back in the day, you know, what's the word? Trading with Asians and Arabs. And yeah, it was a thriving civilization. Like when white people discovered it, they were like, there was no way black people could have built this. Imagine, but it's there. So when you look at Mapungubwe in Zalo Yelanga on the map, and then you look at the pyramids in Egypt, the pyramids, they are actually on one latitude line. So when you do geography, you learn about longitudinal lines and latitude lines. I hope I'm saying the terms correctly, but basically those lines on a map. So there's a line that goes over the pyramids of Egypt. They are here, Mapungubwe is here, and Inzalo Elanga is here. They're like literally the same line, which is very interesting. You need to ask yourself, how did our ancestors know this? But anyways, Inzalo Yelanga just means the birthplace of the sun. Mpumalanga, which is a province in South Africa, can also be translated to where the sun is from, or the sun is born as well. Where the sun rises. Mpumalanga, yes, where the sun rises. And Inzalo Yelanga is the birthplace of the sun. So it's a stone hedge that's actually like a calendar, the oldest calendar in the world, and still till this day it aligns to certain constellations in the sky, like Orion's belt. And that actually shows you just how advanced our ancestors were and how intelligent they were. So don't really dismiss African spirituality and see it as something that's outdated, something that's dark or evil and dirty, but allow yourself to be immersed in the world, to learn about it. This book I've been mentioning actually talks about how the being dirty in the Dagara indigenous group is actually even seen as being even more spiritual. Like, some people, like the guy talks about how his grandfather wore the same dirty clothes every day and he was a very spiritual man. So again, that's another form or interpretation of being spiritual, because for some people, being clean is being more close to divinity or God, and that's just another form of African spirituality, or just spirituality as a whole. So learn, define it for yourself. Yeah, I could go on and on about this. Let me read some of your comments. Molly Milk says, Danko girl. Hit the fans is right. That is the hardest thing about us Africans. Our documentation when it comes to our history and heritage is almost non-existent. Actually, our documentary is there, Hit the Fan. It actually is there. We just document differently. We do it through oral, but we document our history orally. So it's through words, through sharing stories. And because we're just so disconnected now as people, we are like, we have so many distractions, our phones, we are working 9 to 5s, we have school, we are trying to survive this capitalistic society. We just don't have time to tap into our own history, because in the in the olden days, children were very close to their grandparents. Once again, this book, guys, read this book. Like, it taught me so much. Children were so close to their grandparents because children come from where their grandparents are going to. So grandparents are eventually going to pass on, and children come from somewhere before they get into this realm or come into this planet. So children are closer to where the grandparents are going. So that's why grandparents or children are so close, and grandparents share knowledge and history and teachings with children, and there's a disconnection there. But we also had writing systems, mathematics was actually discovered right here in Southern Africa. There's a bone called the Libombo bone that can be found here in South Africa. And there's also another bone that was found in Angola, like thousands of years ago, like over 200 or 100,000 years ago, where women were actually tracking the menstrual cycle. And you can see actually there were carvings on the bones of women tracking their menstrual cycles. And that's where you can see, like, oh, Southern African people have known mathematics for a very, very, very long time. So we do have ways of documentation. It has just been disconnected, but we can learn, we can get back there. Hit the fan 100%. Yeah. And Skrilla says, I should do it tomorrow. Do it. And then all things Kaune says, wow, I learned something today. I'm so happy you learned something, guys. I really appreciate it. Kulilo. Oh, I just saw a video of this shaman or Sangoma giving people ice baths. Okay. Yeah. Like, therapy comes in very forms, guys. Molly Milk, with so many fake healers around, how did you know that this person that helped is sent to help you? My fear is getting someone who will not help but mislead me. That is also my fear. That is also my fear. Let me just quickly answer Hit the Fan, then I'll answer your question. Hit the Fan just asked which book. It's Of Water and Spirit by Malidomba Patrice Sombre. Yeah, Sombe. That's the name of the book, Of Water and Spirit, Malidomba Patrice Sombe. It's a book on African spirituality. It's his autobiography. Very good, very interesting. It's going to teach you so much. Back to Molly Malik's question. So how I knew this healer was for me is that I love dreams. I have literally a journal. I don't have it here right now. I could have shown you guys. I try to document my dreams every single day when I wake up.